Shalom, Kahaladim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Wahabrachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of GMS, who I learned this truth from and who rule well, and salutations and blessings to you, Akim, all right, doing the work across the four corners of the earth, the hopeful elect. All right, my name is Yeremia from GMS Toronto, and this is just a quick video that's been on my spirit for a while. The picture you're looking at, I actually took this picture. This was 21, 22. So like almost 4 years now. Okay. Almost four years pretty much since I took this picture. And these two brothers here, they come to camp and listen. They've been coming for years. All right. That's Yashar on the left and Yeshaya standing there. And as you see, this brother here on the right, all right, this brother, he used to come to camp and he used to walk, and his health was deteriorating. He would be coming to camp with a staff, limping, and he had a condition. He couldn't be out in the cold. But this brother right here, man, both these brothers, but especially the brother on the right, Yeshaya, or Yashar Slaki, he's a brother that has such faith, man. It actually inspires me to think about this brother, and I know a lot of brothers in the camp can say the same thing. I've had many personal conversations with him, and I hope this will add inspiration and faith to other brothers, because this brother would come out. I don't care if it's minus 25 Celsius, wind chills, ice storms. This brother would be out there, and we'd have to tell him. We'd see him shivering, but he's just out there. And his spirit, all he would be saying is, "That's right, that's right, that's right." You know, um, you know, and we would have to tell him, "Yo, go into the coffee shop and warm up, brother. We could see you." And pretty much his health deteriorated to the point where he's in a wheelchair. Okay, as you see in the picture. The reason I took this photo is because he's been in that wheelchair in this time period for a while now. He's been coming to camp, and this brother on the left, he's been helping him come to camp. When he was coming, right? He no longer comes to camp. His situation changed. He's still alive, but he's in a different situation. And if you're watching, brother, shalom. May Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Barakatah Wa Rapah, La'ata, Shalak Rapayim La'ata, Babakusha Yahubashim Yahushai, Aman. And this brother has been coming in a wheelchair, and there was a point where they were listening to the word, and all of a sudden I'm watching this brother, and he starts like when you do dips, you got your elbows out and you try to pump, right? You're trying to press. His brother started shaking, and then he pressed up because he was so in the spirit. Because we were in the spirit, we were in the spirit. We're going into, I forget what we're going into. This was years ago, but you could feel that spirit. And this brother, man, he just pushed up and he just stood up. And I'm like, oh shit, because I haven't seen that in like a year. He's just been in a wheelchair. His brother just shot up. He stood up, and I made sure the brother, grabbed him. He make sure he's good. And he was good. And he got behind the wheelchair, and he was just standing. So, the spirit's like, let me just take a picture on the low. I never really showed this picture, but brothers remember this moment. All right, this is on the highways. And I just want to say, man, this brother, man, his faith is so unshakable. Like he would, even when he couldn't come on the highways, he'd be on the live. And his situation was terrible. He had a family situation where they would not make him watch, the YouTube videos and try to cut him off from that. And even me, when I tried to give him certain herbs and concoctions for a situation, I'd give it to him. In next week he'd come back. I'd tell, brother, what's going on? How was it? He's like, oh, it's amazing. I need more. And then pretty much his situation was where that medicine was being taken from him, all right, by a fucking wicked family member. And then he was prescribed pharmaceuticals, which fucking deteriorated him even more. All right. But this brother, man, he told me a dream he had one time where, He said he was on a throne and he had a fucking, metal piece, like a pipe, like a rod of iron, and he was just bashing people in the head. I said, brother, that's beautiful. That's you're gonna be doing that. That's you. That's you, bro. So I know I'm rambling a lot. I'm just giving you the backstory as to this picture, because after this exact moment, I've never seen him walk again. But that was a testimony to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, his healing, his power, his inspiration. And I don't know if this brother knew, but you inspired me, and I'm pretty sure you inspired other brothers in the camp, because you were a great inspiration of faith and consistency. You kept coming, even when it's terrible, bro. Like some brothers, and this is what I'm saying. You you bitch ass niggas, man. That you have that itch to go on the highways. We understand. Not everyone's a prophet, a teacher, a reader. Supposed to be on the highways. Cool, we understand that. But there's an itch that you get, man, and you can't ignore that fucking itch. And you really know when the Lord wants you to go out is when things around your life start happening, chaotic things, a series of unexpected events. You start catching hell. You're like, no, 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 something's going wrong. This is a message. This is not just life. I don't get these things. Okay, but a lot of you fucking guys, man, that you're supposed to be on the highways talking about shalom, yeah, shalom. You type in Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Barakatah, shalom, cool. But if you got that fucking itch, and in your spirit you're convicted, and you don't go on the highways, you don't check in, you don't come around. Look, man, there's no fucking excuse. This brother right here is an example. Okay, great brother, man, very humble, man. And I took this picture. I still got it all these years in my phone. I had a whole different phone. I kept this picture because I said one day I'm gonna do a video on it, and today's the day. Because this is a great inspiration. This is the last time I seen this man stand, and he was standing firm. Okay, you could see him like you would think he was just standing like a normal person, but this brother was always in a wheelchair before this, pretty much. Okay, like I said, when he first started coming to camp, he was walking normal, everything was good. Health started to deteriorate. Okay, so let me get a few scriptures. This is Matthew 9 and 11. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples, why eateth your master with publicans and sinners? In the NLT it says, but when the Pharisees saw this, they asked his disciples, why does your teacher eat with such scum? And I'll read in the NLT, verse 12. When Yahushua heard this, he said, healthy people don't need a doctor, sick people do. Then he added, now go and learn the meaning of this scripture. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices. For I have come to call not those who think they are righteous, but those who know they are sinners. And that precept comes from Hosea, okay, the 6th chapter. Real quick, Hosea 6 and 5, or 6. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of the Most High more than burnt offerings. Right? In NLT, I want you to show love, okay, to your brother. If was that 1 John? If you hate your brother, you hate the Lord. You hate Yahushua. How can you love the Most High if you hate your brother? Okay? Not offer sacrifices. I want you to know me more than I want burnt offerings. So you can understand why these offerings, this way of, those laws, that way of life of offering certain trespass sacrifices, done away with. Yahushua covered all of that. Right? Yahushua covered all of that, man. Right? Verse 7, but like Adam, you broke my covenant and betrayed my trust. That's heavy, right? And in the KJV, it says, but they, like men, have transgressed the covenant. They have dealt, it's like they have dealt treacherously against me. So the Lord wants you to, what did Yahushua say? The weightier matters of the law. What was it? Faith, charity, and judgment. And pretty much, those are very heavy things, man. Not pretty much. Those are very, very heavy things. That's why he said. Let me actually get that, man. Let me not chop it up. Hold on. Weightier. Matthew 23:23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy. Right, mercy. That was in there. That's what I thought. The weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. Right? These ought ye have Salaki, these ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Okay? As it says, judgment, mercy, and faith, man. You got to have that. The mercy to your brother. Okay? You need these things. Now let me get one more. Psalms 147. All right, because this is all. Look, the Lord didn't come for the right guys. Meaning, you're tip top in shape, you're all good, you're not contrite, you're not broken, you're not heavy hearted. The Lord didn't come for that, man. Okay, He came for those people, the contrite, the brokenhearted, the people that are downtrodden, mentally anguished. Psalms 147:2 NLT. The Lord Yahweh is rebuilding Jerusalem and bringing the exiles back to Israel. And we pretty much all exiles. We've been exiled to the four corners of the fucking earth, man. All right, worshiping all kinds of gods, looking like other nations, just being bugged the fuck out. Right? Verse 3, He heals the brokenhearted and bandages their wounds. The brokenhearted, man, the contrite. That's who the Lord wants, the contrite in spirit. Okay, anyway, I just want to do a quick testimony video on that. All right, may Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Barakatam to these brothers. All right, so shalom to the elect.